Hey, good morning. We are at a different location. We're not at a show, tractor pull, we're in the shop at home. We are at the Northwest Washington Fair here in Linden, Washington. And we're going to go see something special inside. That is some rust, but tractor related. So I'll get my ticket out, we'll go inside, and I'll show you what's going on. Well, we're here. This used to be the open barn, or the dairy barn. What goes from the street all the way down there, but they've since built a new barn and put them elsewhere. But we're here. This is an exhibit put on by our tractor club. Yes, there's Grandpa. And if you're wondering what our dates are for next year, here they are, July 29th to August 1st, 2026. And you can look the club up at www.passatment.org, or you can find them on the PSA TMA community page. So we're here to look at this exhibit, the tractors, cars, trucks. There's some rare stuff. There's things that we didn't see at the show, or I didn't go over. Then there's some pieces here that were not at the show, period. So of course there's Grandpa. This is I'm not going to know years and everything, but this is a hay company that was big around the Linden area, Whatcom County area when I was growing up. They're out of business, but they have one of their trucks, old trucks, and got it restored. Kenworth. You got a Meridian Tractor Company. They used to sell Owls Chalmers. Now they're called Meridian Equipment. It is it's not the exact truck. It's the type of truck that was used for service by Meridian Equipment in the 1950s. This is 1955, so not exact. Farmall 560, Oliver 880. Some of these, again, we saw at the show. This is definitely one that we saw, Farmall 230. It was out there pulling. Here's that Unitractor with the Bailmaster that was at the show. If you haven't seen the show, go to the channel and look that up. It wasn't that long ago that the show was only 2 weeks ago. And anyway, this is a Unitractor made by Minneapolis Moline, for the people that don't know. Really, this is just an inline piece with this axle that goes across to the other tire right here. And this baler unit, this baler is mounted on this, so this baler can come off. They also had a corn picker, swath. Was it a swather? No, not a swather. For grain. They had a grain head. What else? They also had a manure spreader on here. Of all things, they have a manure spreader on here. And the beaters are right here. And it fling manure up in the air, and you're sitting right up here. If you're driving into the wind, some of that was coming back at you. The same with the baling. All the chaff is right there. You're just getting covered. Let's see, let's go this way. Got a great big Peterbilt that gets put to work. I believe it has a cat engine for power. I'm not sure what engine exactly. I think this is a John Deere 1010, or nope, 2020. There we go. Yeah, this sold by our local implement dealer back in 1969. Cost brand new, $6,500. Brand new, 1969. What are you going to get for $6,500 for a brand new tractor? Nothing. We got a 990 Oliver at the Detroit. Good looking Farmall Force 50. John Deere 70 Standard. Again, I love the standard front ends on these, on the 70 series. The 70, the 720, and the 730, but I really like the 70 the most. And here's a, I was told this is like a 1933 Plymouth. Man, this thing is straight and clean. Well, it's not clean now because people got their handprints on it. Dust has settled on it, but I mean clean as it's well maintained. There's no dirt between the spokes, no rust. It's very clean. Here's that little piece of candy I love, that little Alice D10 that we've seen in a lot of our pulling videos. Alright, we did see this Peterbilt. We looked at that at the show. So a little bit older restoration. You can see the spotting starting to show up in the polished aluminum. It needs to be polished again.
Oh, I see how, yeah.
And they got a cat sticker in the window, so let's see, it's a 1953 Peterbilt 350. Not worked anymore, it's just for show. Here's something you don't see very often. A 706 LP Farmall.
It means 5432.
Here we got another John Deere 70. This is one that we saw at the polls in the videos I'm currently releasing, because it was a 4-day show and we had 4 days of polling. This is my dad's Oliver 770. Hey, he put a story on it. Let's take a look. 1966 Oliver 770, purchased in 2007 from Dale Gorsinger. Yeah, they didn't live far from us. Oh, it's in there. Keep reading, Bruce. Dale purchased it new in 1966 and used it on his dairy farm on the Hemi Road. It is now a pulling tractor and is pulled all around Washington and in Indiana and Mississippi. So, yeah, this tractor's traveled. Dad got this off Gorsinger's farm, and it was a farm tractor. And then he wanted to pull it, and then he kept making more modifications, put a different engine, a built engine in there, so it's good for 8 miles an hour. Here's a GB diesel, built in 1955. This is a tractor he's had, but he repainted this over the winter, and it just came out stunning. It is a beautiful tractor. No, it's not a restored because he pulls it, but and it's definitely got scratches on it now from tying it down. But let's keep moving along. We got a John Deere 1937 BO Oliver 660. That's a nice piece. 720 standard 1958. 420 high crop 1958. That's a good looking rig there. D15 Alice Series 2. And then we got this what do they call it, M51 military Jeep. I'm not sure of the year of this, but yes, there is a rifle in there. Is it functional? No, but it's there for looks. That's nice. I'd like to have one. Wouldn't have to be necessarily military, but that'd be preferred. Okay, we saw this. It was in the shop at our show. It's a Minneapolis Moline Jeep. This is an NTX. There's no year on it, just serial numbers again. This is older restoration, but man, he did an awesome job on it. It's held up very well, and he's taken very good care of it. A friend of mine had one of these. He ended up selling it, but it was not near this nice, but we took it wheeling once. Just one hill, I guess. Not mud rocks and all that. Here's a miniature D21. Let's see. What's it say here? Bob and Linda Vanderplug. Bob used the frame and chassis off an Alice Chalmers 5015 compact tractor, and then the sheet metal work was done by Matt Hardy. That's a gorgeous looking unit. Alright, here we're going to keep on going. We have a Ford Golden Jubilee 1953. There's your centerpiece. Right there. Got a Model A Ford, 1930. This car is all stock, it says, except for the ignition. And it's been right here in Whatcom County its whole life. Here's another hay truck that's been around for years. This is the hay shaker. If you're familiar with the trucking, American Truck Historical Society, you might have seen this in magazines or at a show. This is original owner. 2 million miles are been put on this truck by the original owner. And he was recognized at one of the major truck shows for being over 1 million or 2 million miles in his careers driving. So extra hay for farmers on the west side of the Cascade Mountain Range was grown in eastern Washington, so the east side of the mountains. So a lot of guys, some guys that hauled hay would drive over the pass, get a load of hay, come back, and sell it to the dairy farmers around here. So this is one of the trucks that made several trips. Here we got a John Deere Dion Steel with extensions. Is not a spoker. I'm not sure of the year, but unstyled and not a spoker. Here's my brother's tractor, itty bitty, little Alice Chalmers, built originally by Jim McMenemy. Got a Farmhouse Super M diesel TA. Here's kind of a special unit here. The gentleman that owns this tractor, his dad bought this tractor new in 1963, it says. And I learned a little bit more history, just a small portion of it yesterday. The guy that put all these tractors together from our club, Keith Boone, he knew the family that owned the Minneapolis Moline dealership in Sumas, and he was just here talking to him yesterday that the son of the owner of the dealership remembers taking this tractor out to demonstrations before he sold it to the Lamoureux family. But Bill got this tractor bought back from another Moline collector here in our county out of Ferndale, and he restored it, got down about 4 days before our tractor show 2 weeks ago. So the family that had the dealership, and my mind's slipping because I don't remember the names. George Hesselgrave owned the dealership. His son Jim was here yesterday with Keith, and they took a picture with that tractor, remembering the stories of it. So I love making those connections. I like the stories, the history of it all. So we'll keep on moving to a custom-built Kenworth. Let's see. All right, Cowboy Cadillac, 68 Peterbilt cab. It's got a 73 one-ton Chev chassis. Has a 1993 5.9 Cummins with 6-speed trans. Wow. Yeah, I've seen this around. It is sharp. Sounds good. It's almost more of a hot rod because it's sitting a little bit low, but it's a nice piece. All right, come up. We'll see a couple of rare ones. Got a John Deere 420 utility industrial. That's why the yellow paint, if you don't know. Has power steering.
None of the guys out there really have any experience, so they
have a WD-45 diesel, owned by the Kratzik family, here local. Oh yeah, sold January 1955 by Meridian Tractor. That's that dealership truck that we just saw over there. what do I say? That's a 1955 pickup. So those are a nice match. Here we got a Oliver Super 99. Well, it looks like he's got a story. This is owned by Mark and Debbie Dykstra. So as you can see, since we're up close, it's got the Detroit. Let's see, the Super 90. This one was originally bought by the Postman brothers from Sun River, Montana in 1989. Marv Vanderheiden bought it from them in 1990. Pete Dykstra bought it from Marv in 1991, and it was then restored by Pete in 1993. Yeah, and you see that last sentence. This tractor has been tractor pulling for over 40 years. Yeah, this thing's been around. This is one, if you're watching the recent pull videos from our show, that Tyler, Mark's son, was pulling it, and it wasn't revved up real high. It was like stock RPMs. But about 20 years ago, 15, these tractors got real popular for pulling in our area, and you get competitive. There's no money involved, but you get competitive, and everybody starts putting more fuel to it. And if the injectors weren't big enough, they put bigger injectors in, start turning up the RPMs. This thing was singing. Good Lord. Well, anyway, finally it went boom. So after that, they fixed her up, got her running again, detuned it, and it's been running pretty much stock since. Hey, here we got a 1958 case. This is a 300 with a triple range drive. Yeah, I'm cheating and reading because I don't know all the details. It says model 311B, so maybe they didn't have the right decal for this. Here's something you're not going to see very often. This is a 1914 case. This has been this is only a couple miles, maybe 3 at the tops, away from us, or from where I live. I went to church with the family. So this may be the last time I see it. Here we go, 1914 case, the model S35 Touring. Case-made cars from 1910 to 1927. About 100 of them still exist. And I believe I thought he had 2 of these. I'm not sure. Look at this. It says non-skid on the tires. Oh, the bag's falling off. See that? So, another story I just learned on this tractor is Arlen, the gentleman that owns this, he's getting up there in age, and his son Scott, one of them I went to church with, now lives up in Alaska, and he's reportedly opening a museum. So this case car and some of his cross motor cases and I don't know what else are all going to get shipped up to Alaska and put in his son's museum. His son, last I knew, was a farmer up there. I don't know if he was just hay farmer or what he was doing, but I cannot believe he opened a museum. So, all right, this one has a little local history. This truck here. So the company I work for has several companies, but one of them was called Milky Way. And this is one of Milky Way's old trucks. I was told it used to be Milky Way truck number 44. This gentleman here bought it, Van Dam. Bought a couple of flatbed trailers, started hauling hay. So this one also hauled hay up and over the Cascade Mountain Range and back. So Van Dam Farms are out of Arlington. That's about a 45-minute drive from here, up or down I-5. Then he decided to get, everybody has a truck, but not everybody has a trailer. And if you have a trailer, not everywhere can accommodate a big trailer. So he got a smaller trailer. I don't know if the trailer is local to our area, but this truck is. And it's a beautiful color. This is not the Milky Way colors, but this is what this gentleman decided to paint it. It's just gorgeous. Polished all the stainless on the milk trailer. Very nice. For those that, there you go, it's a Walker. The original badge is still there. Stainless Equipment Company, New Lisbon, Wisconsin. And it has the Walker mud flaps. And the old script, so it's no way that's easy to find. So, let's see. Now we'll go over here. We skip this row. We're going to go down and then we'll come back to Grandpa. So this is not part of us, but this is the Washington Motorcycle, or Washington Vintage Motorcycle Club. And they're in the same building, so I thought I'd go by, take a quick look. Moto Guzzi, that's the 72 Yamaha. Moto Guzzi, Triumph. Triumphs are cool looking. Imagine if you're a farm kid, you probably had a motorcycle at one point. Another Triumph, a Norton. BMW with a sidecar. 1967. Triumph. Ooh, Bonneville 750. That's nice. Custom build street bike turned into a scrambler. It's a 1975 Honda CB200T. 1965 Honda Dream 305. My grandparents had these on the dairy farm. Trail 90 Hondas. Geez, yeah, I think they wore out a couple of them things in the years that I grew up there. Grew up, going to the farm. Super 90 Honda, and then CR250 Honda. 1973 two-stroke. All right, back to tractors one more time. It's the last of them. Somebody made a scaled-down version of a John Deere. They call this a 220. I don't know what they use, but sure looks scaled down very nicely. Super HTA. We did talk about this at the show. It is controversial. There's a lot of people that really believe that these tractors were never built, or never made it out of the factory, I should say. Speculation that they did. I think they said they built 8 or 9 of them, but none ever left the factory. But here's one, so I'll leave that up to you to decide whether you believe it's real. I know it's hard to see, and I don't know what details to look for to point things out and tell you if they're right or wrong. But again, that's a Super HTA. And I can't get to the serial number tag. I want to say it was a brand new tag, like somebody probably bought a tag and either copied the numbers off of it, or who knows. Anyway, Powerliner Freightliner, it's 1978. We didn't get a good look at that. I kept walking and talking again. Boy, and I don't remember what this has for an engine. I thought it was a Detroit, but there's nothing on the sign for it. Nice and clean. Front and back, everything's painted. It's not a polished show truck, chrome and all that, but there you can see up in the frame rails. Chrome straps on the fuel tank, cleaned up nice. The rims. Here we got a 686 International. This one is built in 1978. 6,000 of them were built between 1976 and 1980. This one has 1,029 original hours. And there's a sticker up here behind the handle. So if you're from Pennsylvania, maybe you know Mountain View Tractor, LLC, Millmont, Pennsylvania. And they put radial tires on the back. And then again, we have a John Deere 435 with a small Detroit. This is one of the tractors that goes to our pulls. And then finally, Grandpa. Grandpa's been in here out of the rain for, we're getting close to 2 weeks. The fair's for a week and a half. I dropped it off on a Monday. This is a Saturday, so yeah, we had a atmospheric river come through here yesterday and drop between 1 inch and 2 inches. It wasn't like a downpour, but it just kept raining steadily. Between misting and actually raining, yeah, the river's full of mud. It's nice and brown and filled up. It's not going to run over anything. We don't have any snow melt to go along with it. It's only 1 day, so anyway, tomorrow morning we're all going to start hauling these things home. Fortunately, it won't be like the show where I have 9 loads of tractors to haul. It'll just be come here, fire up, get them on the trailer, and go home. All right, so the special part about this, well, we're going to have to go back to the other end of this display, and then we'll talk about it. So let's go over here. I'll show you what I really wanted to show you. It's not a piece of equipment. This is simple black and white ribbon right here. It's got the state crest on it. Commissioner's Award from the Washington State Fair Commission. So this ribbon, it's not handed out by anybody here at the fair. It's handed out by the Washington State Fair Commissioner, or one of the commissioners. The commissioners, I believe there's just a handful, like maybe 6 of them, and they go around to all the participating fairs, which there's 66 in Washington State as of 2019, and this is off the internet. So as of 2019, there's 66 fairs participating in this, and the 6 or so fair commissioners, state commissioners, will go around. One of their jobs is to go through the books and make sure that all the fairs are complying with, or working under state law, or complying with state law. But then the fun part is those commissioners get to go around the fairgrounds and look at all the displays. They picked ours out of the whole fair. There's several exhibits here at the fair, just like there is at any fair, but they picked our exhibit. Antique tractors, machinery, some trucks, which are pretty much almost all of them are local to us. But the commissioner picked our exhibit, gave us the award, and the significance behind that is they don't have to hand this award out. In 2019, again, 66 fairs participating, they only handed out 12. So it is just a black and white ribbon, but that is significant if you're a fair board member, or I didn't know the significance of it. I would just walk by that ribbon and not think anything of it, but that holds value. So it's pretty neat that somebody from the state level recognized our exhibit and gave us an award. So again, there it is in all of its glory. I know it's not a regular video. I haven't been out working on equipment lately. It's been a busy few weeks, and I'm not done yet. I have a trip I got to go on this coming week. I'll be back next weekend, but I'm not sure when I'm going to start working on things again. I need to do it soon. I need to prioritize some stuff before it gets put away for the season, and we'll go over that in another video. So yeah, that's it. 2025. It's the last day of the last day of the fair here at the Northwest Washington Fair. Again, here in Linden, Washington. I'm going to end it right here with Grandpa. Where is he at? There he is. Yep, we got to do a little bit of work to him too. I'm waiting for parts. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. Yeah, I wasn't done yet. I had to get me some fair food before I head home. No, it's not dark out. Show's not over yet. Fair, but yeah, had to get me some fair food. See more sights. All right, this is it. This time for sure. See you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.